Hey, what's going on, people? Yeah, it's pretty humid right now. Um, I am about to look at my books, do some studying. I'm a little psyched because next week I start class. I'm not. I told you my job, but I'm not going to tell you what it is I'm doing major wise. When I get my degree, I'll show you what it is, and then I'm going to transfer to a bigger university. But I want to do some reading, and reading is really part of what I'm trying to study as well. I need to be a really good reader, really good writer, really good speaker, and just a really good people person. Well, not a people person, but more like someone that can put themselves in someone else's shoes. And I have that already. But I want to do some reading a little bit. Um, tell you what I'm reading. I have a book on Sojourner Truth, aka Isabel. I think it was her last name was Bomb something. I know she came from like she her y'all didn't know this, but her original first language was Dutch. So she didn't talk like the stereotypical Southern dialect of that slavery time, the antebellum era. She talked like someone with a Dutch accent. So just imagine her giving her speech. It didn't sound like Florida from Good Times. It sound more like I don't know. But I'm reading that. I'm doing some science, reading about the periodic table and alcohol, um, like the party drink alcohol. I read really weird. Like I read like a lot of historical like facts and scientific facts. I'm reading about Antarctica and the fact that there is hardly anybody on there. And it said that most of our drinking water comes from Antarctica. 70% of it does. Um, I haven't read about Arizona yet. That's also on my list. Arizona, Antarctica. I have a book on Black history talking about the first Black baseball player and the first Black person to win a Grammy, which is Etta Fitzgerald. She was the first Black woman to win a Grammy. I forgot about the first baseball player, but that's what I'm going to do next. Then I'm going to be reading about my English book. I'm reading about plot and setting. That's like 2 chapters. And I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. Other than that, though, kind of going off my last video, I was telling y'all childhood trauma and just the way you're brought up can really impact how you are as an adult. Now, to be fair, you as an adult have to be responsible with your choices and your decisions. Yeah, we all have trauma. We all have things that we suffer, but you have the choice if you want to take that energy and put it into something good or bad. If you want to drink, do drugs, and make other people rich, I ain't gonna say that's your choice, but more like that's the bad way of going about it. You want to go the good route, do something good with your life, and don't make those same mistakes. But I just had a little flashbacks in my mind when I looked at that video because I upload everything the day after because there's no connection where I'm at. Literally none at all. We're not allowed to have phones out. And I'm assuming it's no connection at all in the building because no one is dumb enough to ask what's the Wi-Fi if we can't have our phones out. I don't want to lose this job. I mean, I'm not going to get fired, but I don't want to do anything to lose it. What people get fired from here is coming late. And see, if you're not really a good fit for the job, they just won't give you. They won't hire you because this is a temp agency. But I have 135 performance percentage. That's over 100. So I'm in good chances of getting the job if I continue doing what I'm doing. But I just think about like a lot of stuff from when I was a kid. Because when you can't have a phone, you just think about things at work. And I was just thinking about when I was a kid, I always got yelled at for if I had like a bad test. And back to what I was saying, someone that's not my mother is present when this is going on. I would get yelled at for having low test scores. I always try to hide certain grades, so I wouldn't get yelled at. And it got bad. It got really stressful around seventh grade, like the middle of seventh grade when '08 came around. I was just always nervous, like showing my Tuesday folder. That's what they called it, the Tuesday folder. You had to have your parents sign the test scores you received, and I wasn't a good student at all because I had so many distractions going on. I didn't know my sensitivity to certain foods. I didn't know how my brain works as a 28-year-old. So my way of learning is totally unconventional to what I was taught how to learn, how I was taught to learn in school. I have to watch videos to understand things better when I read them. But it was just like it put a lot of stress on me. And once again, I was never taught the importance of doing good in school. I was never told that if you do good, that you're going to have a college pay for your whole way. And this is what I mean precisely. This college is going to pay, sorry, this college is going to pay your whole way for 4 years of college so you don't have to work a job and neglect your studies trying to keep up with tuition. And when you get that degree, you can get a nice paying salary where you don't have to work in a factory or you have to work washing dishes. I was never really told that. I was just told that you get a good education and you ain't working at McDonald's. Now that is not enough to really tell someone do good in school. That's just like, okay, don't work at McDonald's so no one clowns you. But it eventually got to the point where, like, the older I got, it was just more like said in a way where just to, like, at times, I'm dropping names, I don't care. My dad, there'll be times when he'll literally, because like when my brother was around, he'd always try to like bash me about my grades when my brother was around. He'd always try to say how, um, high school's looking at you. And I was never explained, like I said, how I understand the importance of education now. It was never explained to me that, I'm starting part two.